So good morning, Mrs. Sahota. We are here in Paris on a 3-day summit on sustainable cosmetics organized by Organic Monitor. You are the president of Organic Monitor, and you are organizing sustainable cosmetic summits in Europe, also in Asia and the United States. You also do research on the topic and speak with a lot of companies all over the world. Please share some of your experience with us. The first question would be, what, from your point of view, are the 3 most important challenges for the natural and organic cosmetics industry by now in terms of sustainability?
Okay, the way I see it is the natural cosmetics industry is facing quite a few challenges, and in the fields of, let's say, sustainability and in terms of growth, I would say the 3 major challenges are: 1, competition from pseudo-natural brands. These are brands which are making marketing claims on natural and organic, which are not really natural or organic themselves. So that's competition from falsely labeled products. The second major challenge, I would say, is certification. There is so much talk about certification today in the industry, about standards like Cosmos, EcoCert, Natru, Soil Association, etc. A big challenge a few years ago was to adopt standards. The big challenge today is which standard to adopt and how can you prevent green steel washing, because they seem to be competing with each other. And the third major challenge which I see for this industry is slowing growth rates. The market growth rate is slowing down in most European countries. A number of companies have entered the sector, and this has caused competition to rise, but at the same time the opportunities are not as much as they were a few years ago. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the leading brands and the brands in this industry are going to be gearing up for the years ahead.
Yeah, let's go a little bit deeper inside. What is the number 1 challenge from the perspective of industry, from the perspective of consumers, and from the perspective of our planet, please?
Okay, from the perspective of the consumers, it's really about trust. How can I trust the product I buy is a pure natural or organic product? One way of having that trust is to buy a product with a symbol or a logo. But the question that comes up in countries like the UK is, you have a lot of products which are certified by different schemes. So then the question is, why is one product more organic than another? So from the consumer perspective, it's really about trust and about confusion. How can they trust the brand? How can they trust the product with so much confusion around? Now, in terms of the planet, I think the planet faces many challenges. Things like climate change, things like water shortages, things like rising population. And I think the beauty industry has got a role to play in that, in terms of meeting the challenges, in terms of measuring and offsetting its carbon footprint, in terms of less waste, and in terms of using more recycled packaging, sustainable packaging, and doing positives in the industry as opposed to just reducing your footprint.
Sure. So everybody is talking about sustainability, but there is no official definition. How does Organic Monitor define sustainability?
You're absolutely right. There is no official definition of sustainability, but I think we need to look at sustainability as a concept. We've got to look at it as a very loose term. Sustainability, it means sustainable development. How can we do business in a sustainable way? How can we minimize our footprint, or how can we do more good in the way that we do business? So I think we need to look at it in a very broad sense, in terms of how can we make our businesses more sustainable? How can we do something positive for the environment and for social communities, as opposed to just minimizing harm for the economy, for the ecology, and in terms of social impact. So that's the way I would like to look at sustainability, in terms of a very broad, in terms of a very loose sense, in terms of how can we make a difference.
Okay. Do you expect an acceleration in sustainability development in general, so for the next years, and in the natural and organic cosmetics industry in future?
I think definitely sustainability is rising on the corporate agenda. in terms of big companies, multinationals, now we're seeing sustainability departments being set up. We're seeing CSR reports, sustainability reports, and we're seeing things like Dow Jones Sustainability Indexes. However, this is more important for the natural and organic sector because a lot of these companies have sustainability, or you can say ecological impact built into their corporate DNA. They've always been doing some great things in terms of sustainability, but they don't always communicate them. And I can give you a lot of examples of natural organic cosmetic companies setting up ethical sourcing projects, fair trade projects, offsetting their carbon emissions, but they always felt this was a part of their business. They never thought it was sustainability. It was just a way of doing something good for the environment.
Yeah, that's right. So we have to improve a lot in this sector.
That's right. That's right. I think marketing communication needs to be done more. I think these natural organic brands, they're doing a lot of positive stuff, and they need to communicate more in terms of what they're doing.
That's right. And at least, last question, will we hear more on sustainability from Organic Monitor in terms of research or in terms of summits next year?
At this moment in time, we're doing 5 sustainability summits in a year. We're quite proud to say that we're the only organization doing sustainability summits in Europe, North America, and Asia. At the moment, we plan to do 5 more next year, maybe 6, but we definitely want to raise this in terms of the agenda for companies in the industry. We feel sustainability, natural, organic, fair trade, all these issues are very important in the industry, and if we can communicate the message through our summits and we can get companies to come on board, I think that's going to be a very positive step for us and also for the industry as well.
Yeah, and the first will be in New York.
In next year, our first summit is going to be the Sustainable Food Summit in San Francisco in January. And then we have New York, a Sustainable Cosmetic Summit, our Sustainable Food Summit in Amsterdam. And then we have 2 Sustainable Cosmetic Summits in November next year in Hong Kong and in Paris. So we've already got 5 lined up, and we may be doing a 6th one next year as well.
Okay. So thank you very much. Good luck for you.
Thank you, Karen. Okay. Thanks for the interview. Yes. And would you be